All right, Corey, time for a public service announcement. So, I've had a couple of clients lately reach out to me and say, "Hey, I was trying to get a hold of you, and when I clicked contact agent, like it took me to somebody else. What's the deal? You got a bunch of people on your team? What happened, Corey? What do you think that caused that?"
Well, I think the little disconnect here is understanding what Zillow actually is.
Ah,
So to the consumer, if
it's a
you're
place to look for
it's
houses,
a
right?
place to look for houses, period, and it does that pretty well.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty easy to do that most of the time. But what it really is, it is a advertising platform. That is how they make money. Agents pay money to be the one to get the phone call when they think they're calling you or whoever that list agent might be.
Yeah. So if I'm the listing agent on 123 Main Street and there's somebody out there who might even be working with me that says, "Oh, I like this house on 123 Main Street. What do you think, honey? Oh yeah, let's ask Michael to talk to us about it." Contact agent. What happens?
They click that button, it goes to Zillow.
Uh-huh.
Somebody at Zillow says, "Oh, you want to see this house?" And then they ring up one of whoever else is paying money to be in that zip code to answer that call. So the chances are the agent picking up that call has no idea who you are or about the house or any of that.
Okay. So when they answer the phone, they're like, "Hey, this is Jack. Is Michael there?" Zillow's like, "Oh no, this is not Michael. This is Charlie. How are you today?
Yeah.
See that you're looking at 123 Main Street. Would you like to talk to my buddy Corey and have him show you the house?"
I would like to see how some of those exchanges go.
We
Yes.
should so record that. That would be amazing.
Yes.
I think we'd got to be breaking some kind of rule if we did that. But yeah, that would be fun to maybe we'll get Project Veritas on it. Let's get them to record the thing.
But it is very misleading though for a lot of people. For
Yeah.
sure. They and it's especially common too, you hear this in real estate amongst agents, like one thing led to another, and then they just end up, with another agent. And
hmm
that is maybe the main way that happens, I think.
So I would say if we're recommending a process here, if you're working with an agent and you're looking at the house on Zillow, there's a little button at the top that looks like a share button. You're probably familiar with that these days. If you click share, your phone probably gives you a bunch of options of how to share that. There's a copy link.
Mm-hmm.
You copy that link and you send it to your agent and you say, "Hey, agent, Michael, Corey, I'm interested in this house." And then Corey goes and does the research and says, "Okay, we can set this appointment up for you Thursday at 3." That's probably a better way than just clicking the contact agent button, if indeed you want to talk to your own agent that you're working with. Now, if you do want somebody who is a person that's advertising on the platform that pays money for Zillow to send them leads, then click the contact agent button. That's how you get to them, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's there's no way to know if the agent is good or bad. It's simply who's paying the money. So that could be anybody.
So who's paying the most money probably doesn't, I wouldn't say it necessarily correlates to who's the best, right?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, like it's. How would you say who is the best agent? How do you find a good agent, Corey? Besides calling the Southern North Georgia team, of course. But if SNG didn't exist, how do you find a good agent?
I suppose I'd be looking for reviews. That's a good place to start. See who's actually doing a lot of business. That's a start because, again, you can pay Zillow money and have never sold a house before.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would look for the track record. I'd be Googling, looking at their website, all that stuff.
Maybe ask them questions, interview agents, and invite them over and say, "Hey, tell me why you're the best."
Yeah.
See what their answers are.
And I think what all those things have in common is you, the buyer, are in control of the decision. You're not just letting Zillow catapult you into someone else's hands.
Yeah, whoever's paying them the most.
Yeah.
Right. There are tons of resources out there as far as like top 10 questions to ask real estate agents or whatever, but track record obviously important. Years of experience can be important, but it needs to correlate to a good track record.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't just be, "Hey, I've been in the business 20 years." Right? We know agents that have been in the business 20 years that have sold less homes in the full 20 years than you sold last year. So,
Fair.
you got to correlate track record to experience. And then I think it also matters like what niche that agent might be in, right? I mean, if you are an investor, not all agents understand the investor world, right?
I think that's huge. Yes.
Yeah.
The investing world is it is very easy to distinguish the really good agent in that world and the agent who, is typically just like move-in ready type stuff.
Yeah.
It is a very different process.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a difference in agents that understand the luxury market, and then that there's a whole different skill set needed to understand the investor market, because those typically don't go together, right? I don't know that I've ever seen travertine tile in an investment house, in a rental house, but I guess it's possible. But usually you don't see that.
And commercial too, which most people might assume that that's quite different, but you don't necessarily have to have any special credential to go sell something commercial. Any agent can. So again, it's important to talk to the agents and find out, have you done this before? What's your experience there? How did it go?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. All right, well, enough for the public service announcement, but I felt like at this point we need to let the public know, when you click contact agent, doesn't necessarily mean it's the listing agent. Matter of fact, probably not.
That's right. Putting the decision in Zillow's hands, keep it in your hands.
Yeah. Didn't Zillow lose, like, I don't know, $1 billion or something when they were trying to flip houses? They made pretty bad decisions
Some
recently.
pocket change, yeah.
Probably. All right.
Signing off.
Thanks, guys.